Come forth, my child. I have blessed you to be in my new Super Smash Bros. Game and to be the new broken character. Because Bayonetta was a mistake. You will be the counter to her. You will be the new King of Smash. You, my son, shall rise in victory and create your own tier called What the F is Happening tier. Now go forth and claim your rightful title. Show Bayonetta your powers. I know you'll make me proud.
Necessary to make this comeback.
Oh yeah, for sure. We saw that the down beat does what, 51%? That's not. And what?
Wait, how do we set that?
Right.
How do we set that? What game is this?
Oh my God.
What game is this?
Bayonetta just does Bayonetta things, and we just gotta deal with it.
Shit.
Hey, Leo taking Club to cruising out to...
What is going on, guys? This is Dobbs here, bringing you another top 10 video. And in this video, I'm gonna go over 10 of the strongest Super Smash Bros. Characters of all time. But before we start, I got a few disclaimers to say for this video. So for starters, each character on this list will be ranked by their power level from their respective game. So if you were expecting to see Fox as number 1, well, that is definitely not the case. Also, this is completely my opinion. I know that this is a controversial topic, but after weeks of research, I believe this list is pretty accurate. So please don't roast me in the comments too hard. And finally, this list does contain spoilers from each character's respective game. So be sure to watch out for that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and without further ado, let's get started. Number 10. Now I know this video is coming from a channel that's done mainly Pokemon, but without any bias whatsoever, I believe Mewtwo is rightfully number 10 for this list. And here's why. When you look at Mewtwo's stats when comparing it to every other Pokemon, it is literally tied for second with 8 other Mons. But these are not just any Pokemon, these are Pokemon gods. And yeah, they basically created the universe. So Mewtwo, a genetically enhanced Pokemon that was created to be the ultimate weapon, has the ability to hold itself in a battle against a divine entity. But oh, it gets better. When Mewtwo Mega evolves, it is tied for the strongest Pokemon in the universe with Mega Rayquaza, who in fact had the power to stop Primal Groudon and Kyogre in an epic battle that almost destroyed the Earth. So yeah, Mega Mewtwo is a Pokemon that you probably don't want to mess with. On top of all of that, Mewtwo was raised by Giovanni, who is one of the strongest Pokemon trainers on the planet, gave the Pokemon Elite Champion trouble when Red was trying to catch it, and has the psychic ability to take out any Pokemon with a touch of his hand. Well, besides Dark types. But in that case, he'll just do a Mega Punch to the face. So, sorry Captain Falcon, but that's why Mewtwo is number 10 for this list. Number 9. Now on paper, Mewtwo may be as strong as a divine entity and have the psychic power to take on any other Pokemon, but with Ness on the other hand, he actually took on a universal being who is nicknamed the embodiment of evil. And to give you guys some context about how impressive this feat was, the universal cosmic destroyer known as Gigas used the Apple of Enlightenment and witnessed himself being defeated by Ness. So in order to stop this from happening, he went back 10 years to take on Ness as a kid. Yeah, you heard that right, Ness literally battled a universal destroyer as a child, with the help of his friends and the prayers from the earth. Now knowing this, you're probably wondering how powerful are Ness's psychic abilities. And well, let's just say that Ness's PK powers are out of this world. Or maybe I should say within this world, because Ness's powers are tied to the earth directly, ranging from being able to fully regenerate his wounds, to setting up shields strong enough to survive blows from divine beings, as well as PK Flash, which instantly kills anything, to even PK Rockin', which does massive damage that can even hurt Gigas, which of whom is known as the indestructible being. And on top of all of that, Ness was able to defeat the evil within him, basically making him a video game Jesus. And honestly, Ness would probably be able to wield the Master Sword from Zelda, which is arguably one of the strongest weapons in the universe. So yeah, Ness would destroy Mewtwo in a battle, and that is why he is number 9 on this list. Number 8. Now, even though Ness was able to withstand the power of a universal being, he still needed the help from his friends and the aura from the Earth. But with Samus on the other hand, she is basically a one-man army, or should I say a one-woman army, because she has dealt with multiple universal beings on several occasions. And to just give an idea on how powerful Samus really is, when Samus is in her various suit with all upgrades, she is able to take a nuke to the face without taking a scratch. Plus, she has been infused with Metroid and Chozo DNA, making her exponentially more powerful than the average human being. So she isn't completely reliant on her armor when she is in Zero Suit form. Likewise, she has annihilated two of the greatest threats to life in the universe, one being the Metroids and the other being the X-Parasites. Oh, and did I mention she did this by herself? Yeah, there's a reason why Samus is known as the deadliest bounty hunter in the universe. She is solely responsible for the absolute destruction of several planets. So if he took Ness against Samus, Samus would just obliterate Earth and drastically weaken Ness's powers. And even if Ness was able to withstand Samus's power, he would never be able to detach Samus's suit due to it being biologically connected to her body. So good luck trying to break through that invulnerable armor. And I know this is all up for debate, but in my opinion, I believe Samus should be number 8.
Number 7.
Now this was a really tough decision putting Sonic over Samus, but the one thing that stuck out for Sonic was his ability to run faster than the speed of light. Yeah, that's right, not just the speed of sound. You see, in the game Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic was able to transform into Hypersonic, which is a form beyond Supersonic where the Chaos Emeralds are enhanced by the Mastered Emerald. And with this new transformation, Sonic has unlimited speed and uncalculable power. And if you didn't know, when you run faster than the speed of light, you actually go back in time, ultimately giving Sonic the power of time itself. On top of that, when Sonic is in hyper form, he is completely invulnerable to physical harm. So even if Samus nuked him with her phase-on hyper beam, or even a screw attack, it wouldn't even phase Sonic the slightest. Ironically though, Sonic's only weakness in hyper form is, well, time. Yeah, he can only stay in this form for 10 minutes. So if we were talking Dragon Ball Super lingo, Super Sonic is Super Saiyan God, and Hypersonic is Super Saiyan God Kaioken times 10. And let's face it, Sonic has been fighting Eggman for over a decade, who of which only uses mechanical inventions as his weapons. So Sonic has quite a lot of experience when going against guns and armor. And you know, after thinking about it, Sonic's biggest weakness is probably his ego, because sometimes he doesn't take fights seriously and just ends up losing. But nonetheless, for all of those reasons, I chose Sonic as number 7.
Number 6.
Now Sonic may be invulnerable for a mere 10 minutes while in hyper form, but with Ganondorf on the other hand, he is indefinitely invulnerable thanks to his Triforce of power. And if you're not so sure what Ganondorf even is, he is the embodiment of Demise's hatred and malice, who is cursed to endlessly reincarnate to spread havoc over Hyrule. So basically he is immortal as long as the Triforce of power exists. And you know, having a Triforce in your possession is no joke, because the recipient essentially transcends into a godlike being. Not to mention that it grants incredible strength as well as a limited source of mystical power. Suffice it to say, Ganondorf is the first god tier character on this list, and that's saying something. Now, like most of you probably know, the downside of Ganondorf's immortality is the fact that his only weakness is to light weapons, like the Master Sword or even light arrows. But even if he's defeated by Link and Zelda, he will just come back a few hundred years later and continue the non-stop cycle of terror. So yeah, Ganondorf is a godlike being with immortality, and that is why he is number 6 for this list.
Number 5.
Now Palutena is the first goddess on this list, and the reason why I put her over Ganondorf is because, well, she is the goddess of light. So without a doubt, I believe she would be able to defeat Ganondorf with ease. But when it comes to her powers and abilities, it isn't as black and white as it may seem, because we really haven't seen her full potential in any video game. Even in Kid Icarus Uprising, when you battle Palutena as a final boss, she is merely possessed by a Chaos Kin, which is a parasite that feeds off the souls of his victims. So in my opinion, that representation of Palutena isn't valid, and the secret to her true power is still currently unknown. But something we do know is that she's immortal with very powerful abilities. And to name off a few of these abilities, she has Power Thief, which temporarily steals the power of her enemy for her own use, Black Hole Creation, which creates a black hole, Death Manipulation, an ability to give her angels the power to instantly kill anything they touch, Transmutation, a power that transforms her enemies into plants, and even the power to break the fourth wall, which you gotta admit is a pretty awesome ability. So yeah, even though there's a lot of mystery behind Palutena's true power, her known powers are incredibly strong, and that is why I put her as number 5 for this list.
Number 4.
Now, Palutena may be a goddess, but in the divine realm, she probably ranks as a low-tier entity. And with Shulk, on the other hand, it is a completely different story. But before I tell you how powerful Shulk becomes, I first have to tell you the story of the Monado. You see, the Monado is a universal level sword with the power to manipulate the ether around it. And if you're wondering what ether is, think of it as carbon in real life. It is the building block of everything that will ever exist. So if you thought the Master Sword was powerful, this is a completely different ballpark, or even planet on the matter. Now with Shulk, he spent most of his life researching about the Monado, but was never able to use his abilities until the Xenoblade series. And just to name off a few of the Monado's abilities, it first has the power to control and weave fate through the manipulation of the ether. So basically allowing the user to see a glimpse into the future, ultimately preventing one's death. It also has an ability called Buster, which significantly increases the strength and power of the user, making them powerful enough to take down divine entities. And this ability is probably a good segue to Shulk's greatest feat, which is when he became the god of everything. That's right, after Shulk defeated Zanza, a god who created the Monado, Shulk creates a new Monado called the True Monado, which is the ultimate sword that decides the fate of everything. So if Shulk wanted, he could destroy a universe or create a new one, all at the touch of his fingertips. I gotta say, it is pretty impressive that Shulk went from a mere mortal to the god of everything. And honestly, for that reason alone, is why he is number 4 on this list.
Number 3.
Now, Shulk may have been the god of everything for a brief moment of time, but he did choose to give up the status for a world where there are no gods. And with Bayonetta, on the other hand, she has been a consistent Umbra Witch for centuries, harvesting the power of a divine being. Not only can she slow down time to an insane degree, but it gets to the point where seconds turn into hours. That's right, basically some of the fights in Bayonetta only last a few seconds due to her extreme wish time ability. But that's only the start to her incredible powers. Like her torture attack, for an example. If you've noticed during a torture attack, her damage is being measured in gigatons. And to put that in perspective, 1 gigaton is 1 billion TNT. And just guess how much a nuclear weapon has. Only 50 megatons, which is about 50 million TNT. So that would mean Bayonetta is literally doing upwards to 200,000 times more damage than a nuclear weapon would do, which is like solar system level power. But it gets even more intense. Bayonetta has the ability to summon Queen Shaba, which is an infernal demon that controls, well, hell. And just guess the metric that Queen Shaba's damage is measured in. It's measured in infantrons, which I don't even know what to compare this to. Let's just say that it's super powerful. And finally, with the help of Jean, Bayonetta took down a divine being known as Jubilius the Creator. And let's just say that is an incredible feat for Bayonetta's resume. So yeah, Bayonetta is ridiculously strong, and that is why she is number 3 for this list.
Number 2.
Now I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet because there really isn't much to say about Rosalina. And I know you guys are probably shocked that Rosalina is so high on this list, but trust me, there's a good reason. Now if you've played the Super Mario Galaxy games, you know that Rosalina is basically a goddess. And the reason I say that is because after you beat the game, Rosalina not only saves you from an expanding black hole, but she also creates a brand new universe after the previous one is destroyed. And yeah, that's basically it. The fact that Rosalina has the power to escape a black hole is insane, but also being able to create a universe is godlike. And I gotta say, if Shulk never turned down the opportunity to be the god of everything, he would have definitely been number 2 on this list, or even number 1. But that didn't happen, so yeah, Rosalina is a freaking beast, and that is why she is number 2 on this list.
Number 1.
Now, if you thought Palutena escaping a black hole was impressive, well, meet Kirby, a stronger black hole. The god of the Nintendo realm when it comes to power. And that isn't even an exaggeration. Let's get into why I put Kirby as number 1 on this list, shall we? Starting with his powers, Kirby has been confirmed to have infinite power. That's right, this little 8-inch ball of fluff could outmatch every single character on this list combined. And that's not even the impressive part. Supposedly, Kirby is only a toddler and is still 200 years or so from reaching his full potential, which is downright insane. Kirby is also a straight up genius because whenever he copies the ability of another, he automatically becomes a master of the ability that he is using. And speaking of Kirby's copy ability, have you ever wondered where his victims go whenever he swallows them? Well, they go into Kirby's pocket dimension known as the Copy Palette. Yeah, Kirby literally has a dimension at his disposal, which is godlike. And we haven't even gotten to Kirby's weapons. Getting right into it, Kirby can manifest a warp star that can fly faster than the speed of light. He can also produce a star rod that has the power to ultimately destroy evil, just like the Master Sword from Zelda. Oh, and let's not forget, Kirby doesn't have a Master Sword, he has an Ultra Sword, which overpowered Magolor, a universal villain with unlimited source of magic. He also can transform into Hypernova Kirby, a form where Kirby is invincible and becomes a literal black hole. And if you thought it was cool that Palutena could break the 4th wall, well, Kirby can do that too. Now let's get into some of Kirby's feats. Kirby has survived multiple planet explosions. He tosses his foes onto other planets on a regular basis. He is also known as the strongest fighter of Planet Popstar. He also splits planets for entertainment. He has been hit by Meta Knight's powerful energy cannon twice. And finally, he has annihilated half of an incarnation of darkness, all for a stolen piece of cake. Yeah, Kirby is literally the Omni King of Nintendo. When it comes to Kirby's powers, it is absolutely ridiculous. And for all of those reasons, I chose Kirby as the strongest Super Smash Bros. Character of all time. And there you go, the top 10 strongest Super Smash Bros. Characters. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This one took well over half a year to make. I spent so much time working on it. So be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more videos like this. And also don't forget to ring the bell because sometimes my videos are not notified to you guys and that just sucks. And one last plug, be sure to follow me at Ethan Dobbs. I tweet every day and I love interacting with you guys. And I have to shout out Bolby for the killer 8-bit music. Be sure to check out his channel down below in the description. And finally, shout out to the Respect subreddit. Without that subreddit, this video would have been 10 times harder to make. So all the links to everything will be down below in the description. And as for the question of the video, what is your top 10 strongest Super Smash Bros? I'm super excited to see what you guys come up with because I just love all this stuff. And yeah, that's all for this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.